Good morning, good morning. It's Monday. Hello, everybody. All right, let's get in here. Let me share that we're on the air and get our family in here this morning. What a great morning. It's a great day to have a great day. And if you come in, let everybody else know that. Know it's a great day. And let's celebrate. Celebrate manifesting, celebrate being, just being. What a great day to celebrate that. So let me find where we're at and share it out. And let's ask you to do the same. Just share, share, share. Okay. And now let's breathe. Go into your heart. I like to touch my heart center because it brings my focus there. So, touching your heart, slow down the breathing. Breathe it in slowly. Breathe in peace. Breathe in love. Breathe in joy. And tell yourself, I am enough. I am worthy. Miracles happen to me every day. Opportunities show up everywhere. Why is it so easy to have what I want, to be what I want, to do what I want? Get into the energy of ease and grace and everything happening on divine plan. I'm loved. I'm healthy. I am a miracle magnet. And just breathe it in and then pull somebody into your heart. Who do you want to hug today? Who do you want to share that love with? We've been doing those affirmations for a long time now. And when we do it every day, like we do here on Cuppa, it becomes a part of us. 217 days we've been saying those. Good morning, Deirdre. Thank you for that. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Kathy Hand, Annie Seven. Everyone jumping in here on the Morning Cuppa on this miraculous Monday. It is a miraculous Monday. There's so much good and wonderful things that are happening. And what's happening in your own world, in the world that you see with your physical eyes, which are limited. We can only see so much, but our spiritual eyes can see a lot more. They can see what's really happening, and we get to see dimensions and dimensional energy and how things are falling together. When we look in that way, we see what we want to see. And I have said for as long as I can remember that I want to wake up to peace. I want to see that there is peace happening, that there's an effort of nations that say, okay, I'm done with the fighting now, and I just want to enter an era of peace, and it is happening. And I am just so beyond grateful that hostages have been released. If you all have not heard the word, there are hostages that are home with their families and their loved ones, and that warms my heart that they are back together. And it should never have happened in the first place, but it did. And now we have to focus on moving forward. And yes, there's a lot going on, Deirdre. Absolutely. Waking up to good news is a blessing, and it is a miracle. So Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Annie, you find out the results of your biopsy, and we're right there with you. We're holding you in love for the very best outcome of whatever's going on, and just see a miracle happening. See it, feel it, know it in your heart. And we're on day 2 of a nor'easter. Oh, geez, yeah. Let's see the winds coming down. Let's see the weather to respond to what we want. Our energy we're putting out there to have a miracle. Kathy Hand, I am blessed, I am abundant, and I am grateful. And anything else? Sophia, good morning, darling. So happy to see you. It's been a while. Thank you for coming on to Cuppa. Okay, well, this is Manifesting Monday. And what more do you want to manifest? And I say it in that way because sometimes we focus on something, and then when it happens, we're like, oh, well, what now? What now? Where do we go next? And so it's like the next thing that could be great. Just keep focusing on positive. Don't fall back into, oh no, the sky is falling, because then we get into that rabbit hole and we get into more of what's wrong or what we don't have, when the focus needs to be, all right, what do I have now? And the gratitude. Bob flies into Boston this afternoon. Oh, Kathy, I wish you could. How long will he be gone? Because I know you're probably off today, right, with the holiday. And happy Columbus Day, everyone. It is a holiday, not a widely celebrated one like we do the major holidays like Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving, but it is a holiday, and so many people that would normally be at their work jobs are home. Joanne, good morning. All right, so manifesting, we focus on that when we come on together on Mondays, and it starts us out for a really good experience for the rest of the week. We've been talking about this whole year. We've been talking about manifesting and doing manifestation techniques and tips, and how can we get to that place of, I know that I am abundant. I know that my prosperity is falling down on me, and I have to open my hands to receive, right? That's what we do. We just receive. We don't have to go out and make something happen. And many times that's the thought, is that I have to make it happen. It's a time of receiving. Oh, Kathy, he's going to be there all week. All right. Well, let's pray for a good week for him with that nor'easter going on. It might be kind of hard there, right, to be in Boston. I've been there through some of that heavy weather, so I know what that feels like. All right, so manifestation, it's not about forcing the universe or twisting the arm and saying, you told me I could manifest, you told me I could be successful. It's not about putting out any energy of holding something up for a promise. We have many promises from the universe. And so the thing is not to go into a victimhood when we see that our miracle hasn't shown up just yet. What it is all about is aligning with the energy to receive, aligning with what already is, the flow that's coming our way. And we haven't talked a whole lot about being in the flow. To get there, to get into that energy, it's a knowingness. It's just letting it be, realizing that you're not separate from the source of all that is. We are a spark of the divine, and it's that same divinity that created Earth, that created us to be here at this time for such a time as this. That's what I always love is whatever is meant to be, we decided, we volunteered, as Dolores Cannon says, to be here for this time. Good morning, Grace Isis. Good morning, Kathleen Caputo. You've been on my mind, sweetie. And Leo, good morning. So we're talking about manifesting and how can we get into that energy of knowing and not just knowing. The knowing part, it's not as difficult as it could be, as we would make it to be. But the knowing that we deserve, we are worthy. And how many times have you put out a desire, what Abraham calls the rockets of desire, that you want to see come to you? How many times have you gone into something that, I want this, I would love to see this. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, did that just happen? We've been playing a game called Yahtzee, my sister and I, and my brother, who was here until last night. And in Yahtzee, the big thing to do is to have 5 of the exact same number on the dice. Well, it was interesting because I was watching and observing last night as the Yahtzees were rolled, and the surprised look, like, oh, that really happened. It's really there. So how many times do we have that same surprised look when our miracle comes through? Have you experienced that in your own life? Have you been the one that as much as you say, yes, I know it's going to happen, I feel it, I can see it, I can taste it, I can smell it, but then when you get the answered prayer, when you get the miracle, you're surprised or shocked or, oh, wow, it really did happen, right? How many times do we see that in our world, that we've asked for something, but do we really think that it's going to happen? And it could be something simple, or it could be something that, oh, there's no way that's going to happen, right? And sometimes that's the thought. There's no way that that's going to happen. And then we go into the shock when it does. So part of receiving is believing, and I've talked about that many times. But then ask yourself, do I really believe this? Do I really believe we can have peace on earth? Do I really believe that I could win the lottery, or that I could get that job promotion, or that I'll find my forever person? Whatever it is that's been put out there, then if we really believe it, why are we shocked? Why not, when all the dice fall together and it's what we had asked for, it's what we wanted, it was the whole goal of doing whatever it is, why are we surprised? Well, because maybe we didn't fully believe that it was meant for us. We didn't fully believe that we were worthy of receiving it, of having our miracle happen. So let's talk about that. Have you experienced that? That's the question. Have you been shocked, pleasantly shocked, when you ask for something and you get it? Or you've held on to this goal or this hope for a long time, and then when it happens, it's like, oh, I can't believe that. How many times have you said that? Or have you been around people that had something that really, really good happened that they were asking for? I can't believe that happened. I've heard that. I've said that myself. Anybody else want to fess up and say, yeah, I've said that? So let's talk about really fully believing it. And how do we get there? How do we get to that place of, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So we're not so shocked. We're not so surprised that it did, because we already knew it in our heart. We knew it. Our minds sometimes have to get in sync with that heart thought that, yes, I can, and yes, I am worthy. And good morning, Hope. And good morning, Julie Kiss. Kathy Hand, Indigenous People Day. I love that. I believe that the old nomenclature is on its way out. I choose to look at how events helped our ancestors survive and thrive. We learn from past generations and grow in positivity and love. We absolutely do. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from what didn't work so that we can see how to do things that might then work in a better way, a more cohesive way for us as a collective. Good morning, Michelle Landers. Good morning, Suzanne Millard. And Kathy, I am pleasantly surprised at some wonderful miracles in my life, both large and small. Well, let's look at, did we really fully believe? And I think that sometimes when something great happens, when there's something that shows up that I thought about it and I hoped for it, but I just kind of kept it at arm's length, that, oh, well, maybe it will happen. And then when it happens, wow, that really happened. So how do we hold on to the energy of the knowingness that it will happen? And our affirmations help so much. When we know that we're worthy, then it shouldn't be a surprise that we received what we asked for, because we're worthy of it, right? And when we set an intention, I've always said that intention is the thought that starts the process of the creation to come to fruition. So yeah, they are kind of like seeds, but do we have faith that those seeds will open up and grow, that something will break through with us putting that seed there? So if we do believe it and the seed is in place, then it's like we're not surprised when we plant a seed and all of a sudden corn starts to pop up, or any of the veggies that we can put a seed in the ground and there they are. So let's look at our manifestation desires the same way. We know what happens when we plant a seed to grow something physically. Let's go into that same energy with growing our manifestation. We expect it, not just, oh, we're throwing up a wing in a prayer that it might happen, right? Let our heart already know and celebrate that it happened. So belief in it is huge. And then when we have that thought that, yeah, it might not come true, I put it out there, but I just don't know if I'm going to actually see it. Have you ever had that thought that comes in and puts a damper on it? Well, when you do, because we're human, right? We're going to doubt. We're going to throw up roadblocks to our manifestations. We do that. So don't fight them. Don't say, shut up. I know I'm going to have this. Instead, love those thoughts. Love them. Thank you for showing me where I need to love more. Thank you for showing me that I have stepped back out of my knowingness, out of my belief that I'm worthy, and then say, I am worthy of all that is good, all that is in alignment with my divine plan. So the thoughts are what can help us. Those limiting thoughts can actually help us to get stronger, to get in more into the knowingness that we will receive our miracle without that deer in the headlights shock that it happened. Let's go into it with a knowingness, and then when it shows up, all you have to do is just smile or giggle or I knew it. I knew it. So instead of I can't believe that happened, let's get into the I knew that was going to happen and that confidence about it. Suzanne, I love that. And this is what manifestation is all about. Feel like it already happened and really feel like it already happened. Not a dream, like you don't have to pinch yourself, right? You can just know, you can go into the belief and know that it is there. It is yours. And there's something really, really solid about that when you can go into it in that way. And it's a surrender. It's releasing all of those limiting beliefs, all of that thought that I have to do it, right? If it's going to be, it's up to me. I used to say that a lot, but now if it is going to be, and it's not up to me, it's up to the Creator, the giver of all life, the giver of all that is good and in my divine plan. So how do we know that what we are manifesting is truly aligned with our soul purpose? How do we know that? Well, the angels say you'll know it by the way it feels. When your desire flows from love, it feels light and expansive. Can somebody type some of these in? You will know it by the way it feels. So when something comes to us that we've been asking for, that we've been wanting to manifest, there's sometimes is the thought, is this for me? Is this what I really needed? Or is it something else? And maybe I just focused on this and I was given this because I asked for it. Is it really what is in my best and highest good? So you'll know it by the way it feels, that gut feeling, that intuition that says, okay, now I'm in the flow. That's what we're talking about, the flow of energy that says, yes, this is for me. When our desire is flowing from love, it feels light. It feels like, oh, yes, this is exactly what's needed right now. When it comes from fear or lack, it feels heavy. It feels forced. That's when you start feeling like, I'm not so sure about this because may not be in alignment with what I'm here for, my purpose. So those are the ways that we can look at, is this the right thing for me? If it flows from love, it's light. It feels great. It feels like you can just jump a mile up in the air and everything is working perfectly. If we're manifesting from fear or lack, then it's going to feel that. It's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel forced. If the vision that you're holding to bring to you brings you calm, brings you excitement, brings you joy, then that is in divine alignment. And you're never alone. So ask the angels, is this the right thing for me to focus on? Is this what I need to have in my life, to be, to do? How is this fitting in with my divine plan for my life, angels? How is this showing me that I'm there at that next level, that I have, quote, arrived, right? I'm here at my destination. And then you can go into the next step. What's next for me? I played this spiritual game called Transformation. Some of you might have played it with me or heard of it or played it yourself. But there are levels to this game. And you start out being born, you start out on the physical level, and then you work your way up through the emotional, the mental, and then the spiritual. And when you make it through all those levels, you've reached some type of information, some type of insight and realization about your transformation through all those levels of being. But you don't just get there and stop, because there's always the next step. What comes next? Now that I have reached this level of enlightenment, or whatever you want to call it, there's many buzzwords, but when you've reached that certain level that you have more insight on, you have more knowingness about, then you can start thinking, oh, now I'm on this level. What do I want to put out there to the universe? What's the thing that would best suit me at this point of where I'm at? So we come at these manifestation desires at different places and different times in our life. But look at when you're putting it out there, when you have that thought of wanting to manifest something, how does it feel inside? Go with your feel. If it feels light, if it feels good, if you feel calm about it, then it must be in alignment with your best and highest good. If you're having doubts and this might not be what I need to focus on, because I'm not feeling the lightness, I feel more of a heaviness about it, then maybe look at that and examine why you wanted to manifest it. What was your desire behind it? So that's what I have for you today on manifesting. And let's see what we have. Kathy said, when Bob used to race, part of our mindset and preparation was visualizing the green light and winning the race. I talk to a lot of people that are in sports. And so that is what happens when people win. That is the mark of a winner. They are not surprised that they cross that finish line. They don't go into shock that they're the first one to break through that winner tape if they ran a marathon or walked in an event. They knew it. They saw it already happen before it happened. They visualize it. They watch videos about whatever the event is, and they see themselves as that winner. They see themselves standing in the winner's circle. When I played in the transplantation games last year, the American transplant games, I knew I was going to win in one of the events I entered, and I knew it was going to be darts because I've been there before. I've been standing on the winner's circle before in darts, so I knew what it felt like. I knew what to visualize. I knew how to feel it inside, and I had confidence when I went into it. When I went into playing that event, I knew I could do it. I had no doubt. And I didn't shake. I didn't go into it with, oh, there's better players than me, so I just need to take whatever happens. I need to take a second place trophy. I didn't do any of that. I knew I could do it because in the time that I did compete in that sport, I played against some really highly talented people, highly skilled in the art of playing that particular sport. So I knew I could do it. Now, maybe you're asking for something that you haven't had before, something new in your energy field, but it's the same process. Knowing it, knowing that you can see yourself in that winner's circle. You can see it already. You can see the medal that you're going to be given for competing and winning, or maybe it's not a competition. Maybe it's something that you just would love to have in your life. Maybe it's a partner. Maybe it's more friends and expanding your circle of support in your life. Whatever it is, just see it already coming true and holding that thought of, yes, I can. I hope this has helped today. And those things that you hold in your heart that you want to manifest, do you fully believe that you can? That either you can have it, you can do it, you can be it. Just look at what could be and see yourself as that. Hold that in your heart. All right, it is prayer time. I've talked a lot this morning, so it's time for you now to share whatever your prayer is that's needed. And I know we have a lot going on with our P's. We have P's that are waiting for test results. We have P's that have received test results and now need extra lift. So we want to remember anyone that's struggling, anyone that's going through a challenge right now. And I encourage you to see that success, to see you as the one successful, the one that has overcome something that you're dealing with, whether that's a health issue, an emotional issue. There's a lot of people that are grieving right now and grieving the loss of a loved one or a pet or whatever has happened, maybe a move from a familiar place. So whatever it looks like, whatever you're dealing with in your struggle and your fire, see yourself on the other side of it, already there. And like Grace Isis says, Louise Hay instructs us to live as though we've already received. Live as though you're already that healthy, vibrant being that you so desire and that you put out there in your prayers. Live as though those prayers have already been answered. And thank you, Deirdre, for our daily prayer. Prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace, attention to human trafficking, support for all families living with addiction, the Coalition of the Willing, our troops, our United States, prayers for Paula, Billy, Mila, and any traveling P's, anyone who's on the road. I will be this coming weekend. Right now I'm staying put with my sister Billy. I'll be in Kentucky the rest of this week and be accompanying her to her doctor's appointment. Praying for Colin. Yes, thank you, Kathy. As Colin goes through some appointments there and work to be done, and I can certainly relate to that. I'll be doing more myself along that line, and it's not my favorite thing to do, to be at the dentist's office, but a necessary thing if we want to be healthy. And you're in a creation mode. see it already done. See the finished product in your mind. That's how we create. We have the thought, that's the seed. Look at the thought of it as your seed, and then know that it's going to come to fruition. Tomorrow night, we have a training meeting for anyone who wants to be on Cuppa while I'm away. And that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank you, Gracie, for that reminder. And Grace and I will be there. Gracie is collecting the names. If you have volunteered or want to volunteer and want to help out while I'm away internationally, taking that Peace on Earth tour to other countries and seeing peace happen in everywhere we go, everywhere that we put a tack up on the map, we want peace to happen in those places. So be at the meeting if you can. It's a Zoom meeting. The people that have signed up, you will receive that from me today in an email. Those that are interested, just let me know. Maybe you haven't signed up yet, and you'll come to the meeting and say, oh, that I can do that. That sounds easy, because it is. It is easy, but sometimes you just need the information so that you know that you can do it. All right, so let's go into our hearts, and let's remember, as Brandy always asks us to remember, those who are touched by suicide in their lives, those who are touched by dementia of any form. And Sally helps us to remember the lost, the lonely, the homeless, the ones who have just given up on hope in our world. And let's remember that. So go with me into the heart. Breathe in love. Kuan Yin says, love is the energy that heals. So let's have some healing going on. If there's something you need in your own life, breathe in love. Let it flow right to that place inside of you. Maybe it's a physical place. Maybe it's emotional or mental or spiritual. Just let the love flow there and say thank you. Thank you for the healing that's already happened. Thank you for the gifts that I will receive, the miracles that I will receive that are already on their way to me. Let's go into our manifesting with confidence, with a knowingness and a belief that yes, I can. Yes, I will be that which I'm here to be. I will do that which I came here to do. So feel that confidence from your solar plexus and say to yourself, I am worthy. I deserve to have what I desire. I am enough just as I am. Doesn't that feel good? Breathe it in again. I am worthy. I am enough. I am competent. I am a miracle magnet. And allow that energy to flow through you. And then let's lift our vibration with that knowingness, knowing that we can rise higher in our frequency and higher yet as we go up, up, up to the Creator and we lay everything down there. We don't have to hold on to it. Once we have that knowing thought that it will come to pass. This is for me. This is mine. And then lay down the desire, lay down the prayer, and leave it right there where it's going to be grown by our Creator, who will look at it and bless us with those miracles. The giver of all life, the giver of all miracles. And we all say thank you. I love you. And amen. What a great day. It is an amazing, powerful day. Hold that thought as you go through whatever you go through. Okay, so Darlene, welcome in. And Kathleen, yes, I will record it so you can listen to it, because I know you're going to help us out as often as you can to be there for us. And Michelle, I see that you want the information for the Zoom call. I will certainly send that to you. Oh, thank you, Darlene. Thank you for being here with us. And it's time to share that love and gratitude. And let's get our Leo singing it out for us for the AAA, y'all. We love this song. Thank you, Deirdre, for being here. Thank you for all of your help with Cuppa and just staying positive, staying in a positive mindset. Now it's just working. Kathy will be thinking of Colin as he goes to his appointment today. Oh, good morning, Don Baker. Love and gratitude to you, and I'll be seeing you soon. Matt Moss, good afternoon to you. And Leo, hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. In the pod, that's us. Okay, are we ready for that dance? Plus, there really is no secret. Allow. That is the key. That's what we talked about this morning. How to manifest. Accept, align, surrender it, and allow it. And Michelle and I will be teaching a workshop in January. Now, that may seem far away to you. It really isn't. It's not that far away. And you still have time to jump in and sign up for that workshop. So you can go to Enlightened World Network. I believe the information is still up there how you can sign up for that class. I will find out for sure if that is on the Facebook page for Enlightened World Network, and we'll make sure it's also on Angel Speakers for any who are interested. Thank you so much for being here for Manifestation Monday, and I hope that you're going away from this time together with a knowingness in your heart that you are worthy, that you can manifest whatever it is that's in your heart, and just feel into it, see how it feels. And maybe it's not the right timing, maybe it's not divine time for that, but there's another focus that you can put into something. So just go into some time of meditation, asking the angels Is this for my best and highest good? And then go into receiving. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow for Thankful Tuesday, and boy, do we have a lot to be thankful for. So I'll see you then. Have a great rest